Prasar Bharati, in collaboration with National Book Trust India, presents Story Lounge on All India Radio.
Contrary to popular perception, reading habits are not on the wane due to multiple sources of information emerging on digital platforms. Yet, book publishing is on a downslide. This ultimately affects people who are on the wrong side of the digital divide and cannot afford new gadgets. To support them, Prasar Bharati and National Book Trust have come together to promote books over the radio, which is an affordable medium in the context of our socio-economic milieu.
Today in our program Story Lounge, we present the story Not Fooled by Furphies. The internet can be wonderful for kids, an interesting informative tool, a guide and whatnot. But at times, it is utilized to spread fake news, disinformation, internet rumors and the like. Naturally, all this raises the issues of digital safety or digitally safe environment for kids. Through the character like Mohak and his friends, the story weaves interesting episodes to clear air on handling internet rumors. In the process, they learn many new words like Furphy. Find out what do they mean. The story is written by Leena Gurg, an author of 2 books and many short stories on internet safety for young readers. She is also one of the founding members of Jago Teens, an NGO committed to spread awareness regarding safe internet usage.
The title of my story is Not Fooled by Furphies. And what is a furphy? It's a lie. Let's see who's lying. My name is Leena Gurg, and this book is published by the National Book Trust India under its Nehru Bal Pustakalay series. The illustrations are done by Neetu Sharma. And then the story starts. At the zoo. Mohak hardly noticed the scorching heat. He was so busy watching the animals. They all approached the enclosure of the white tigers. Mohak turned to his friends and proclaimed boastfully, "These are the cubs of India's first white tiger, Mohan." Mrs. Mathur inquired curiously, "And who told you that, Mohak?" "I found it on the internet, ma'am," he replied proudly. "Really, Mohak? I appreciate that you use the internet for information, but do you know what I read on the internet? That the white tigers were first spotted in India, particularly Eastern India, way back in the 19th century. So, my dear children, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but Mohan is not the first white tiger to be spotted in India. Just a very popular one that caught the fancy of people." Aisha secretly enjoyed Mohak's puzzled look. But the huge discrepancy of information on the internet troubled her mind. "Ma'am, Mohak read the information about white tigers on the internet and you too did the same. But one turned out to be correct and the other is wrong. How can we trust whether the internet information is authentic or fake?" Pranav excitedly chipped in. "Ma'am, yesterday I got an email saying I had won a free iPhone. Ma'am, do you think it's a scam?" Mrs. Mathur continued, "I never believe the first thing I read on the internet. I always search for and compare the information on at least 2 or 3 different reputed websites. Usually, sites ending with .edu belong to universities, colleges and schools, and .gov belong to the government sites. These tend to be more accurate. Some even quote the source of the information. I am very cautious about blogging sites that just accept people's opinions without any checks." Mohak was still awaiting the answer to Pranav's question. "Ma'am, what about the free iPhone offer? Even I've seen lots of such offers." If you receive emails with offers that are just too good to be true, Mrs. Mathur said, "Be very, very alert. Never send any money in response to such mails. Please." I personally check such information on websites that specifically inform us about scams and rumors. I know. It's Furphies, shouted the usually quiet and composed Aisha. It's an Australian slang. It means gossip, usually a mixture of truth and untruth passed around by word of mouth. The boys roared with laughter. Really, Aisha? Furphy, Murphy, Burfy, they chanted, but quietened immediately when Mrs. Mathur smiled and concurred. Yes, that's right, Aisha. The zoo trip was soon over and everyone clambered back into their buses to go home. In the dream, Mohak returned home and flopped onto the couch, completely exhausted but happy. He waited for his parents to return home so that he could share with them about the adventurous day that he had had. Actually, he was more keen to share about Mrs. Mathur's interesting remarks, but he had a hard time keeping his eyes open. Suddenly a squawk sounded close by. A myna flew up screeching, "Wolf, wolf! All the baby pandas have been eaten in a day. I have read this on the internet just now." A deer stood still near Mohak. Then suddenly it asked in an utter panic, "After pandas, do you think they will eat our baby fawns?" A crow perched on a branch above them intelligently cocked its head onto one side. It cawed so loudly that the monkeys stopped swinging to listen to it. "I am Kalia," said the crow. "The wolves are eating baby pandas that live in the high reaches of this forest." A monkey came forward. "Hello, Kalia. I am Chimpu. Who has told you about this?" Kalia pulled out a smartphone and tapped it with its beak. "I read it on the internet, and if you were as smart as I am, you would too. This information has gone viral and everybody's talking about it." Following this, some animals took out their smartphones. Soon a big crowd of animals had gathered. There were squirrels, deer, monkeys, hyenas, and even a python. All except the wolves. One of them turned to the python for advice. "What do you suggest we do?" "Fetch stones and sticks. Kill the wolves," hissed the python. Mohak thought of the gentle wolf. "Furphy!" he bellowed. Hearing this, all the animals turned to him in surprise. They had not noticed him at all so far. "And who are you, my good friend?" asked Kalia, still perched on the branch above. "I am Mohak. I know you don't like humans, but please listen to me before you do anything hasty." "Burfy?" asked Mohak's puzzled parents, gently shaking Mohak, who was still sprawled on the couch, eyes contently closed. "You can't have Burfy now. You haven't even had dinner. Wake up. How was your school trip?" The end. What would you do if someone forwards a Furphy to you? Let's say on WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram? Tell us.
You were listening to Story Lounge, produced by the World Service of All India Radio on behalf of Prasar Bharati in association with National Book Trust, India.
Story Launch comes to you every day, same time, same channel.